one of the resounding things we hear now with women in perimenopause and menopause is like, you have to do the diet and lifestyle and earn your hormones. And I'm like, that's complete and utter bullshit. I was like, we've got hormones that are massive communicators in your body, like you were talking about insulin and our sex hormones and our adrenal stress hormones. And if you don't dial some of that in and help support them, it's just going to trigger the other mental, emotional, and other things that we may not be clearly uncovering yet because we may not know. But it's just going to make it worse because the body is trying to protect you. And I think the other thing that really pisses me off is that weight, right? Body weight, either too low, too high, whatever. We don't like junk in the trunk, whatever our story is a symptom. It is not the cause.
Yeah,
It is
100%.
never the cause.
Yeah. Yeah, weight is a protective mechanism your body's hanging on because she doesn't feel safe. And so what we have to really start understanding is what is it about? Because you could completely change the way that you eat. You could stop binge eating and still not see it shift. And it could be nothing to do with anything physical. I mean, there probably is something, but I've had women who it's their inner child, their wound inner child that had trauma, was left at home as a kid, that had the experience like me where I was called fat and ugly on the bus, that all sat in my nervous system and that all made my body not feel safe. And so healing that part is maybe what helps some of them, but it's still, they regulate their nervous system, they feel safe, and then the body lets go. So I think really understanding that the weight is the symptom 100%, just like the bloating or the fatigue is a symptom, and that's the way the body communicates with us. But again, we've been educated, like, you get angry at your body, you self-loathe, they're like, my body's out to get me, I can't lose the weight. Like, no, she's trying to communicate, but we haven't been taught how to communicate with our bodies either. And I think that that's why starting to open up time to actually connect with ourselves, talk to your body and say, hey, how are you, do you have any messages for me today? Like, start that dialogue, because awareness is your superpower. And as you become attuned with your body, you're going to know what you need, what she needs. Like, I know exactly if my thyroid starts to creep off a bit. I know exactly if my adrenals, if my progesterone's low, like I can feel it, right? But it took years to build that attunement, but it's a superpower because you'll have it forever, and then you know what you need to give yourself, or you can get a little bit of help to sort through things. But it's not like, oh my gosh, I'm just gaining weight uncontrollably. Why? And I have no idea what to do. And the old things I'm doing are not working. And I think that's one of the biggest things you probably hear too. The stuff that I usually do isn't working, and I'm doing more of it, and it's making it's worse. And more cardio and more exercise like is not the answer necessarily. It wasn't in my case. And it just, we have that boomerang, and then we're questioning our bodies more, and we're fighting more, and we're spiking the cortisol more. Right? And then the appetite's bigger and you want to eat more. And it just, again, we by accident fuel these opposing outcomes that we're not looking for. Because again, the weight loss diet, food industry, it's all about like willpower, control, right? Eat less, exercise more. Like it can be further from the truth, that whole
Right.
archaic message.
Right. And I'm glad you brought up exercise because a lot of people are like, well, it's great that I'm exercising. I'm like, if you're doing 2 hours of yoga a day and then doing it after dinner and also doing cardio, you are doing disordered eating in a physical response, right? Like it's all part of the restrictive thing because that's not healthy behavior. That is beating up your body for what you perceived happened because of whatever you ate.
Yeah. And there's such a fear of slowing down movement, of making time for yourself. There's so much guilt, especially for women and moms, like with, right? Oh gosh, I can't take time for myself. Like, I don't want to let anyone down, and it's uncomfortable. And we make all these stories around why we can't, but it's like, how are you ever going to heal or regulate if you are so booked and so overwhelmed? And then yeah, you're tacking on an hour or two of exercise, and you're pushing your body so hard, and you didn't even have time to eat lunch, and you're, driving to do XYZ, and you've got, like, I don't know, an apple in the car, which is better than nothing, but it's just like, and then you're not eating enough, and then you're wondering why your body isn't working the way you want her to. Like, we have got to reprioritize as best we can, honoring ourselves and our basic needs like hydration, sleep, eating regularly, right? Mindful movement, but rest days are okay. I gained 80 pounds after I stopped binge eating. I gained 80 pounds again because I was still doing too much movement. And I had this limiting belief. I need to exercise to lose weight and keep it off. And here I am gaining weight. So I had to crush my limiting belief because I slowed down and it fell off.
Yeah.
right? So it just goes to show you we shouldn't need to, like you said, use it as a punishment mechanism or a control mechanism, because that is just another form of self-sabotage.